YouTube. Live on YouTube. Let's see if we don't get banned today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in.
Today, welcome to the show.
So here's what we're doing, guys. Remember, ask your real estate and mortgage questions. And if you just want to get started, go to the link up top. Click on our link in our bio. Select Apply Now. Get your mortgage started. Let me pull up the interest rates so we can bore you with that.
You gonna bore them with interest rates?
Dude, interest rates is the most boring topic I've ever heard of.
All right.
It's more boring than...
Well, things are about to get crazy, man. Things are not going good.
More boring than Murder, She Wrote.
Not going good right now.
Have you seen Murder, She Wrote? Has anyone seen that?
I have.
I know you have, dude. You were there when
Old
they made
school.
it. You were sitting there with
Angela Lansbury.
Like this.
Angela Lansbury. Is that how they were shooting it?
Yeah. The old school. Welcome in, guys. Everybody have a seat. Celso Luna in the house.
What's up,
my man?
Celso? Happy
Joel,
to see you.
Gabriel.
Sue, what's up? Great to see you guys.
Welcome.
Joel.
Welcome. So,
M. Waddle.
remember, real estate and home loan questions. Fire away. What does it take to get qualified? What are the rates? What are home prices going to do? What are interest rates going to do? What is Lee going to do with this shirt when he's done with it?
There's a lot of people who come to us because they're unsure of whether or not they should be in escrow. And we get to tell them, this is where things really are.
Joel
Whether they got a
from
good
Jersey.
deal. What's up, NJ?
So people ask us what?
Whether or not they should be in escrow. And we get a lot of, hey, the builder said this, and all of a sudden underwriting's taking 3 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how long underwriting takes. So there's a lot to get hidden in the mystery, and we clear it up for you because we'll give you the actual guidelines. We actually know what happens. We're both licensed loan officers. We close loans all the time. We've been in the business for years and years and years and years. So we actually understand the process. And if somebody is dealing with you and they're telling you, well, underwriting's taking 3 weeks, I don't know what to say, they're probably full of shit. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that. They're probably not being truthful. Is that? Yeah,
This
whatever.
is America.
Whoa,
America.
America.
F yeah.
Wow, you can say that.
All right, guys. You remember, ask them, Joel, you got some real estate questions, man? Ask
Yeah.
us something. You want to buy a house? You want to refinance? You want to sell a house? You want to invest? You want to talk about aliens? Come on, Joel. Kick in.
What do you got, Joel? What do you
see.
got?
Let's see what's going on. For the rest of you that want to get your
Kid,
process
Kay joined.
started.
What's up, Linda? Katie, Such a Lady,
Bye.
Giants, Applesauce, Cat. You want to buy, Joel? You want to buy. So you want to buy. Okay, let's help you. First off, there's two primary mortgages, okay? The primary mortgages are going to be government and GSE. Government, those are two big categories. Government breaks up into two categories, FHA, VA, USDA. Those are government, straight government. GSEs are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Those are government-sponsored entity. They used to be private companies till they had to get bailed out. Once they had to get bailed out, the government stepped in, bailed out, and said, hey, here's the condition. We do get influence on your guidelines. So you're either going government or GSE. So that's how you start. If you go straight government, down payments are very low, very low. 0 in 2 of the 3 cases. USDA is 0, VA is 0. FHA is 3.5%. If you go with the GSE, you can occasionally get away.
What's GSE, man? It's too confusing.
Government-sponsored entity.
Yeah, but what is that?
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac?
Yeah.
Mizani, hello from Philadelphia. Looking to purchase my second investment property. What are other grants?
Okay, hold on.
What are other grants?
Talk about the grants. I'm gonna check.
So you want a grant for a second investment property? Is that what you're asking for, Mizani? I'm just trying to confirm. Stephen Debner, what kind of housing program for first-time buyer in Minnesota? Oh, I got some great news for you, Stephen. The first-time homebuyer programs are actually national. So whether you're in Minnesota, California, Florida, doesn't matter where you're at, we could do the programs. What are they, Lee?
I don't know.
They are Ask a Loan Officer. That's what this is for, is Ask a Loan Officer. Okay, first-time homebuyers are Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae. They allow you to put 3% down. They are supposed to be a little easier to get qualified for, but they're not always. And then most people use FHA. So first-time homebuyer program, most people use FHA. And then aside from those, is we do down payment assistance programs that'll help you with the down payment. And all these programs will do is piggyback on these programs. So you're still going to have an FHA, VA, USDA, whatever it is, with the down payment assistance program. It'll just piggyback. Thoughts on the Teacher Next Door program?
Well, what city, state are you in? That's a big one. Because a lot of times it's marketing. It's always marketing. And they package things to sound like it's this amazing situation. But it's not amazing. Most of the time it's not amazing. They do have occasional small grants, but where's that money come from? So I'll give you an example. Like in California, we have something called the Dream for All program. Now listen to the way it gets sold. It sounds amazing. So, hey, Dream for All. If you want to buy a house in California, state of California is going to help you. They're going to help you, yeah. They're 20% down. They're going to help you 20%. 20% of what you buy. You're like, yes, that's awesome. I'm picking a $500,000 house. So, state of California is going to get me $100,000. That's amazing. Where can you find that? Oh, state of California, you're so beautiful. You're giving out money. You're giving it to me just because you love me and you want me to own a house. That's how it gets sold. Yeah. And then they put some criteria on there saying, hey, you can't have to be a first-time homebuyer. Like, well, I qualify as first-time homebuyer. And you have to be within this certain income range. Well, I qualify as that. Okay, cool. Well, wonderful. The state of California just loves me. They love me. They're going to give me $100,000. That sounds amazing. That's how it gets marketed. Now, let's dig in a little deeper into the guideline. Okay, that $100,000, you bought a $500,000 house, a little deeper into the guideline. Yeah, we're going to get you $100,000. That's great news. Yeah, $100,000. Now we're in business together. State of California. Wait, what do you mean we're in business together? Oh, yeah, we own a house together. Wait. What do you mean we own a house together? State of California, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted you to give me $100,000. Yeah, I know what you wanted. But we're in business together because I got you $100,000 and I want my $100,000 back. What? State of California, that doesn't sound like very much of a gift. I never really said I was giving you a gift. I said I was going to help you. I'm going to give you some assistance. And I am giving you assistance. I'm giving you assistance in the down payment area. Absolutely. We're working together. We own a house together. And you're like, well, you want your $100,000 back? Yes, I want my $100,000 back. Oh, I want interest. You know what? No, forget interest. I don't want interest. In California, houses appreciate very quickly. I want shared appreciation. In fact, as that $100,000 goes up in value, I want my $100,000 back. And you're like, wait a minute, state of California. I thought you were going to help me with an assistance program, like down payment assistance program. Yeah, I am. I'm helping you with the down payment. I'm assisting you. And for that assistance, I want my $100,000 back and I want shared appreciation. One more thing. If only one of us gets out whole, it's me. Yeah, if we sell 2, 3, 4 years down the road and they don't have enough money in the deal to cover you, I'm out first. Okay, now that you know a little bit more about the down payment assistance program, is it a good program?
It can be. If it's the only way you could go, then yeah, heck yeah. Jackson Martinez. Damn, this is how you know business is tough for y'all. On TikTok live trying to get loans. Yeah, Jackson,
you are. I don't know if you know this, Jackson, but it's pretty tough for everybody. Yeah, business. You're right, Jackson. It's tough. Now, if you'll go back to our brand and our history, we've been doing a version of this for about 12 years.
No, since 2008.
2008? So what's that, 14 years?
14 years.
14 years.
15 years. Oh my
15
gosh.
years. 15 years. Actually, you can go to realestaterap.com if you really want to have some fun with this. What was her name? Jackson? Jackson. If you really want to have some fun, go to realestaterap.com and you'll see that we hired Miss California to do a rap video with us. Dang. Yeah, there's 2 other models in there, kind of famous.
Tough if you're hiring
models. I know, right? So it's not a new venue for us. I do appreciate the dig. I do. It just fell on a piece of armor that's a little too tough. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So Miss Ani, back to you. I already used the first time homebuyer grant, the $10,000. Okay. So investments. She's talking about she wants to buy investment properties.
Okay, cool.
Not going to be any grants. If there is one, it's going to be super specialized for that area, and that's it. As far as a national program, doesn't exist. Why doesn't it exist for investors, Lee?
Well, because most people we keep getting a thumbs down, dude. What happened? So
that might be me.
Don't do that. We're getting thumbs down on one of the platforms. You know what happens is they flag us and they say, hey, we're about to suspend you. That happens. Anyway, programs, FHA, VA, USDA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they make it easy for your primary residence. Why? Because if you own a house, you're probably going to stay employed so you can pay the bills. You're probably going to pay electric bill because you like, I don't know, light. You're probably going to pay the gas because you kind of like heat. You know, all of these things are going to happen, so they kind of keep you in check. So the government wants you to own a house because it induces responsibility. But they don't want you to own investment property. They don't give a shit. So, it's a little rough, huh? Yeah, a little rough. They don't give a shit if you own investment properties. They don't give a shit if you're rich. They don't give a shit. But if you own a house, you're more likely to stay employed. You're not going to say, F the man. You're going to pay your taxes. And if you don't, they've got leverage over you because they can lien your property. So it's in the best interest of the greater system for you to own a house. So with that, if it's your primary residence, they're going to help you with down payment assistance programs. They're going to help you with low down payment programs. All of this stuff is to help you get your primary residence. But after you own primary residence, they don't help you for shit. In fact, it starts to work against you because they say, hey, listen, you're doing so well, you get a second home. Well, that's not all the way investment property because it's truly a second home. All right, cool. So truly a second home, well, then we won't make you do 20% down. We'll make you do 10% down. And we'll loosen the guidelines just a little bit. Now, okay, cool. I want to buy investment properties. Investment properties, pretty simple. 20% down. We want skin in the game to make it happen. That's how it works.
KK, Builder V, Mazzani, we're going to get to all your questions.
We appreciate
got a bunch
you guys.
Of questions, guys.
Dude,
So just
say
hang
hi
in there
to
for
them when
me
they
and
come
we'll
in.
let you know the answers to what you're asking.
Shipman Designs. Great to see you, Jazzy J.
All right, so here we go.
Okay,
Nevada.
go.
Do you do Nevada?
Yes.
All right. Joel, thoughts on rates in New Jersey?
Rates are national. They're not just New Jersey, but rates are not going to be good. I mean, things are not coming in. CPI came in way too hot a couple of days ago. Way too hot. Unemployment came in way too hot. Everything's coming in way too hot. What does that mean? If this had come in like 4 months ago, the Fed would probably tick up the rates again. But because they've committed and said, hey, I believe we reached the peak of the economic cycle, they're going to hold, I believe, for longer, much longer. And I don't know if you heard, but there's going to be this strange fight going on for the next 8 months. And it's a rematch. And it's a very anticipated, crazy-ass rematch. It's Trump v. Biden. And politics are going to kick in a lot. And I know the Fed says they don't play politics, but I believe they do.
Yeah. So Joe says, get to the point.
What point? There's no point. The point is we're trying to get you a house, Joe.
Ashley said, will we get denied for high DTI?
Depends on what your DTI is and what you mean high DTI. If you get above 80% debt to income ratio, I don't think any bank in the world is going to lend you with an 80% debt to income ratio. So if you think high DTI is 36, probably not get denied. If you think high DTI is 80, probably going to get denied.
Joel said, long answer.
Okay, cool. We got you.
Mizani and Ashley are going back and forth. That's awesome.
All right.
All right. Jacobson said, all right, y'all straight, funny ASF.
All right. We'll
Love
appreciate
it.
you for
Love
Jason. Jason? Yeah, cool.
Here's the thing,
All right,
guys.
cool.
This is just like Ron Burgundy. We read everything that's on there.
No matter
even
what.
when you're attacking.
No matter what.
Even
yeah.
when you say we're wrong.
And by the way, I dig the haters. There's some people who love us. Like KK, I just shocked. KK,
KK
we
in
love
the
KK.
house.
We love KK. She's been with us for a very long time. But I do love when the haters come in and they shoot at us. You know why? Because we're worthy. We are worthy. We're worthy. I'm not. Who are those guys? We're not worthy.
Wayne's World, man.
Wayne's World.
Wayne and
We're not
Garth.
worthy. Oh, no, we are worthy. I understand the guidelines. I deal with this. I fund loans. I price loans every single day. I watch the market. I understand the market. Yes. Come at me, guys. Let's go.
And I watch him do it.
Yep. What?
Who prepares the closing docs for you? I work for a doc prep vendor and would love to earn your biz. User 6309.
Right, great to see you, 6309, New American Funding, very big company. Talk to
Yeah,
them, Rick and
give them a
Patty
call.
Arviello. Yeah, tell them we sent you.
Yeah. Mitsani, I own a duplex and was going to make a second investment, my new primary. That's different.
Oh, that's a different thing.
It's different, Mitsani. You're mixing words.
You
sure.
talk. You talk.
Okay,
You
I'll
talk.
Take it. I'll take it. Okay. So when you buy a house, yes, it is an investment. Those of us that own houses, we're getting appreciation and we're able to participate in that. And when you get a primary residence, that's what happens. But it's not categorized as an investment property. Once you categorize as investment property, it's a whole new sector. Primary residence, although an investment, is its own vertical. So inside of that, we do have grants. As a matter of fact, Mitsani, we have an in-house program that will forgive the down payment if you make a certain amount of payments, and I think it's like 6 or 12 or something like that. And there's some other factors in it. So the answer changes from Mitsani to yes. For buying your primary residence, although you already own other properties, we can get you a grant.
Dude, you got some energy there. Good energy there.
Someone is mad
Someone's
here.
mad.
Builder V in the house.
Builder V. Is that me or him? Who's mad? We want to know. We want to know.
Big
KK,
man.
my guys. What's up, KK?
KK.
Joel, Glenn, Claudio, Sears. Great to see you. Glenda.
Are rates coming down in New Jersey anytime soon?
Joel.
Yes, actually. I would say yes. Soon is relative.
Well, what do you mean by soon? I mean, if you mean in the next month or two, probably not. Probably not. But if you mean in 4 or 5 or 6 months, maybe. But we're saying maybe now when we were used to say pretty darn sure.
We said darn sure at the beginning of 23.
Yeah, we were pretty darn sure. Well, here's why. Because CPI came in a couple of days ago way too hot. Unemployment came in way too hot. There's a lot of numbers that are not looking good. And because of that, the Fed said, hey, we'll hold the pause as long as it takes, which could mean 0 rate reductions in 24. First time I've heard that today was that, hey, if these numbers keep coming in like this, the Fed could hold pause all the way through 24, which means no rate reductions.
Yeah. So someone's asking if we're on other platforms, and the answer is yes. Here's the other platforms that you can find us on. We're on all the majors.
Yeah.
It's the same Chris_and_Lee_mortgages on all the platforms. So yeah, join there. And the reason is
TikTok might be illegal.
Yeah, or we might get kicked off one of them, or someone doesn't like my hat or Lee's hairstyle. So you never know, guys. Follow us on all of them.
I think we've been kicked off all of them at one time.
Tasha,
I don't even know why.
Tasha, that's my girl. I knew I'd find you guys here since I called you both and your phones are going to voicemail.
Tasha, what's up? Yeah, that happens
when
we go live.
Moms are gonna start
finding
us.
My mom's gonna be like,
"You're not picking up."
Yeah, it's like, hey. Well, they're
Tito,
live. They're
Tito,
live, and then they're
Tito.
gonna be like, "Hey, what did you want for dinner? Did you want soup?"
Okay, here we go. User 6131. Good first-time home buyer programs in Nevada. Are there?
Yeah, there's some. Well, first off, if you're in Nevada, you're buying FHA's 3.5%, and Nevada is kind of ticking down in values. There's a few places that are ticking down in values. So yes, they're out there. Call us.
Joel said orange versus someone that's sleeping or something. I don't know. Online enablers, chapter 7.
No. He's talking about that's Trump versus Biden.
Oh,
Orange
is that what that
versus
is?
sleepy. Dude, you have to do some coding. You have to understand. This
I don't
is
speak code,
high-tech
man.
super
I'm
code.
straightforward
Joel
with it.
says Orange Man versus Sleepy Joe.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. Chapter 7, online enablers. What about Chapter 7? If you have a Chapter 7,
Yeah.
can you buy a house? How long do you have to wait? What's the questions? Let's just give you answers.
If you're reading a book, Chapter 7 comes after Chapter 6, before
before-
Chapter 8. Like that. Yeah. And real quick, Chapter 7, the only thing that matters is discharge date. Doesn't matter when you filed. Nobody gives a shit. When you discharged from that date, 2 years, I can start FHA. Conventional, 4 years, unless there was a foreclosure inside of it. If there's a foreclosure, everything changes.
Yeah. And did you know why Chapter 6 was afraid of Chapter 7?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Damn!
Dude, see how I was good at that?
Jadu, without income, can you get a loan in New York?
Nope.
Whoa,
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
still income. DSCR is income.
Whoa. Fair.
Yeah.
But let's
It's income.
Let's explain this.
All right, you explain.
Okay, so I believe you're saying that you don't earn income. Is that correct, Jadu? Is
Yeah,
that
go
correct?
find out.
And if that's the case, you could do a DSCR program, which is a debt service program. And what that does is it allows you to buy a property providing that the rents in the property will cover the mortgage payment. You do have to come up with a down payment. So if you don't have income, I don't know how you're going to be able to produce that because you need a minimum.
Maybe Ja Rule's rich.
Minimum of 15%.
I mean, Ja Rule's close to Ja Rule, and Ja Rule is probably rich.
I don't know anymore. It's been a long time.
Okay,
It's been a long time. So that being said, yes, there's programs out there we don't have to have earned income, but you can get income from renters.
Tasha, damn right you're worthy. Yeah, Tasha, we
Woo!
appreciate you.
What are rates today, man?
They're not. They're okay, but I actually think they're gonna go up.
Brian wants to know.
Oh no, they went up.
Brian,
No, they went up. They straight
1823
went up.
Wants to know.
They straight went up.
Tell Brian.
5.625 on a 15-year. That went up. 6.25 is still about what it was. 5.75, 5.75 on a VA and FHA. So that's what you guys, if you went to New American Funding website, that's what New American Funding is putting out to the world. That is not your quote. In order to do your quote, I have to pull your income, your credit, your assets, build your file, then I give you your quote.
And then it's time for a commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee at New American Funding, by dialing the number on the screen. Here's the catch. If you do it right now, we're not going to answer. Why? Because we're live. And this will disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bye.
Booyah, right back at you. Joel said, thank you for sharing the knowledge.
We're here for you, Joel, man. We're here for you.
Special K, if you make 70K, how much can you qualify for?
How much could you qualify for? Probably 330, 340, 350, but it's going to depend on your property tax base, your insurance, and your debt to income ratio overall. But if you wanted a base with no liabilities, with none, there.
Booyah.
Okay, cool.
Special K. Oh, we already did that one. Mitzi, Mitsani, can you tell me more about taking out a HELOC? I don't know if that's the right LOL. Basically, equity.
You go.
All right, you're correct when you say HELOC. HELOC stands for Home Equity Line of Credit. Okay, so yes, you're accessing the home's equity through this mechanism. Now, this particular product, I love it. Here's why I love it, is because you can get in contact with us, and in 5 minutes, you can know if you qualify or not, okay? Literally 5 minutes after we do a couple things. But the HELOC, what you're going to do is you can access a percentage of that equity, and basically you're going to get a credit card. So it's 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, 100 grand, however much you need. And the LTV can go pretty darn high. I think depending on your credit, you can get up to a 95%.
95?
Yeah.
Damn.
And also, once you pay it to zero, you don't have a payment. So let's say you took out 10 grand, we're able to pay it back fast. What you're going to do is open up that line of credit again to 10 grand, zero balance, no payment, but it's still open to access if you need it in the future.
It's like a high-tech credit card with your bank, with your house as leverage.
Yeah, using your house as leverage.
Yeah.
So that's it, Mitsani. Call us if you want to get started on that. Joel, you guys use another platform? Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah, we'll appreciate you, Joel, right here. We appreciate you. By the way, we might be... TikTok might go away.
Celso Luna says we're almost to the finish line. 2 more weeks, guys.
Yeah, Celso Luna. Luna, we're happy about that.
A nurse and her York. Oh, okay. I bought an investment property in 2008 and sold it last year. Made 3 times what I paid.
That's amazing. We love to hear those kind of stories. They happen a lot. And when people are saying, hey, I don't know if it's a good time to buy, usually it's a version of that story. Every day I hear, I don't know, this is a little scary. I'm like, yeah, it probably is. It always is. I mean, we're in the business. I bought multiple homes. I was terrified when I bought my last one, and he was terrified when he bought his last one. And we're like, hey, dude. I'm like, yeah, but the emotions are still real if you're on the side of it.
We turn into buyers.
Yeah.
And what that means is we ask silly questions to each other.
You sure we're gonna
and we
qualify?
know the answers.
Is this going to close?
Yeah, it's questions like that. It's questions like that. Tasha said, I need your website. I'm so ready. So is this for home loans or is this for side hustle, Tasha? You got to let me know. And we'll get you a link. Or, you know what, just text
it's at the top. It's at the, if you're on TikTok right there. By the way, we appreciate you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, because TikTok might disappear if you're watching Congress. I don't think it will, but if it does. Anyway, if you go to the profile, you go to links, and then you can apply for a loan. You can find out what the rates are.
Side hustle.
Credit repair. Learn how to...
Do we have a Taco Man on there?
We
got to get a Taco Man.
We got to get a Taco Man. We're working on it.
Trevon, odds of approval, 783 score, 100K down. However, self-employed, only 3 months.
Trayvon, not so good.
Yeesh.
Everything is amazing right up until you said self-employed 3 months. Here's why. As a rule, I need 2 years of work history. If you're self-employed, absolutely need 2 years. If that's your only source of income. If there's more sources of income, we might be able to make it happen. However, if that's your primary or your main source of income, 2 years. Now, that doesn't work the other way around. Let's say you were a truck driver for 10 years. Then all of a sudden your company hired W-2. 1 month. Because W-2 is, I understand what we're going to file. 1099, you can file anything you want. So it's a little off.
User 9600. When can we refinance conventional loan after buying a home?
What do you say?
Well, okay. So if you're saying you want to go to conventional, that means you probably received an FHA. FHA says you have to make 6 monthly payments. Okay. After those 6 monthly payments, you know who to call. Give us a buzz. We'll get that started. So let us know where you at. How many payments have you actually made? Odds of an approval 780.
Where did that one?
Okay. And Mitsani's going back with the nurse in New Yorkie. That's cool. User 9600 again. We answered that one. And then Joel.
Bruh, what are you wearing, Duran? Bruh. Bruh. I like that. Bruh.
I said the same thing.
Bruh. It's a custom shirt from Giorgenti. Giorgenti's out of New York. It's a custom designer. I have it made.
He used to hang out with La M.A.
Yeah, what?
Minimum of 15%. Elite Joshua, what are you talking about? Minimum 15%.
I don't know. We'd like to help you.
Yeah. Effing 64.
Effing 64.
You know, eek, or is that eking?
I think it's e-king. I think that's a whole different word. Dude.
F it. I like the effing 64.
All right.
First-time home buyers looking at building. What's the best route to take when looking at loans?
If you're trying to build, there's only 2 routes to go. Yeah. There's only 2. If you go normal construction, that's VA, first-time construct, which you don't qualify if you're not a veteran. If you're a veteran, you might. FHA, one-time construct, and that's it. Here's why. When you build a house, it's not a simple thing. It's a very complicated thing. In fact, it's a profession, like a doctor. And that's why they have general contractors licenses and a whole different setup for financing for people that are building houses. So when a guy who is a carpenter says, hey, I want to build a house, well, you better know how to pour concrete. You better know about soils. You better know about grading. You got to know about plumbing, not just carpentry. You got to know roofing. You got to know subjacent lateral support.
Dang.
What? Big words. So it's difficult. Most of those are construction loans, but there is a one-time construct FHA.
Mizani said, oh my God, the commercial. I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. Appreciate you, Mizani. Thank you very much.
And you're welcome, Special K.
Special K says, thank you. We appreciate you.
Baby Mom said, Lee did my loan. Is it FHA or conventional? Lee be doing loans.
Give me a second. I have to think about this. I have to think about this.
He's a thinker.
I think it's conventional. I'll check into it. Appreciate you asking, but I will check into it.
Yeah. Bored. The FHA 20% down payment lottery. What if the home drops in value? Do they still collect 20 plus?
I don't understand that.
So if it drops in value, they're going to give you 20% of that number. Okay. So let's say it was 500. They'll give you 20% of that. But if it drops to 4, they'll give you 20% of that. So,
they're talking about Kahapa?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
The lottery program,
okay,
the down payment lottery
okay,
program.
yeah.
So yeah, all they're gonna do is drop it to whatever the new number is, 20% off of that. And you should know that the 20% isn't. It's just 20%. So if you're putting 20% down, you won't have mortgage insurance, but you will have to pay closing costs still, guys. This is a lot of people aren't realizing this. If you put 19% down or 16% down, let's just say a number less than 20. Because you want something left over for closing costs, guess what you have now? Mortgage insurance. So everyone thinks it's 20% down with closing costs, no mortgage insurance. No, it's not that at all. So beware of that because a lot of people have that misunderstanding.
By the way, Board, here's one more thing about that program. It's such hyped, it's so crazy hyped, and it's a lottery. It's like literally a lottery. They have X amount of money, and then they ask all the lenders that are qualified to put their name in the hat, basically. And then they're going to pull names out of the hat somewhere in the future. So even if you wanted to, even if you qualified, even if the lender's qualified, we don't know if you're going to get it. It's a gigantic crapshoot. Not a big fan, but I'll do it if you really want it.
And if you do it, yeah, they're gonna collect back the 20 plus interest plus whatever else.
Yeah.
Isella, have not heard back from DHI Mortgage in 3 weeks. Are they backed up or is my application not strong?
Isella. That's probably not a good news. That's not good. If you gave me, it's not a good news. Orale. You like that? I did the orale. So it's probably not a good news. Here's why. Because if you came to us, licensed loan officers, first off, there's no backup in the industry. If they tell you they're backed up, they're full of shit. Sorry. There's no backup in the industry. I know because there's loan officers leaving the business every single day. Every single day they can't afford to make a living. There's realtors leaving the business. There's underwriters leaving the business. There's processors leaving the business. And somebody goes, hey, I got so much business, I can't even keep up with my applications. Bullshit. Usually what happens is they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they got to figure it out. And then you get pushed to the back of the line because you're not closest to the money. Loan officers usually work closest to the money. If your file had any hiccups at all, probably went behind somebody else who could fund this month. Probably. And if it's 3 weeks, dude, if you gave me all the documents in the morning and you said, I want to put an offer tonight, I'd give you an answer tonight. That's the difference.
We're so not busy that Jackson called us out for not being busy. That's why we're here.
What? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The jokes from earlier. That's all.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm trying to buy a house. Conventional. Might work, but what I need you guys. Yeah, of course. So let's take a look at it.
We're here for you.
We'll let you know. Victoria Rodriguez, do you guys do bank statement loans for self-employed?
One word answer for you, Victoria. Yes.
Yes. Jerry, thank you for the love. Sam, thank you for the love.
Appreciate you guys, man.
AKA Vicky One. Where do you guys recommend buying an investment property? I live in California, but it's expensive.
California is not the best place for an investment property. It's kind of horrible for two reasons. One, they don't math out. They don't debt service because the prices are just too high. And number two, landlord laws are horrible in California. Like horrible. You go to a landlord-friendly state, and that's going to be kind of far away. It's not going to be a blue state. It's going to be a red state. And it's going to be a landlord-friendly state. If you put in landlord-friendly states, you get a list real fast. But the recent laws for California, oh my God, they're so bad against landlords. So for investment properties, where do you think? It's probably the Section 8 areas, huh? Like Michigan,
Ohio,
Michigan.
Ohio's a big one right now.
Yeah, Ohio's a big one, yeah.
Midwest.
So, yeah, because they're landlord friendly, and that's a big deal. What does landlord friendly mean?
Yeah,
if somebody moved into your house today and they were a bad person and they said, hey, listen, I'm going to rent your house. And they moved in and they moved their stuff in and then they didn't pay you. They gave you the deposit, so you let them in. Then they didn't pay you your first month rent.
Jerks.
You're like, hey, can I get my first month's rent? You're like, nah, I'm not going to give it to you.
Don't feel like it.
Don't feel like it. And they're like, okay, get out. And you're like, make me.
Don't feel like it again.
Yeah, make me. And they're like, well, I'll call the sheriff. They're like, cool, do that. So you got to go to court to get the sheriff order. And then they're going to delay it a couple of times because they know how. Could be 9 months to a year before you get this guy out, and they could damage your property. Picking the person you rent your property to, very important, but the laws in California favor the renter. Good for the renters, horrible for the owners.
Yeah, it is. And then here's what sucks is the renters start getting, going against the owners. But you know who the owners are? It's regular people like you and I.
Yeah,
it's like people trying to make a living. They're not rich.
Yeah.
They just have an opportunity to rent you this house, make a little bit of money, but they're not balling always.
Yeah.
Some of them are. Elite Josh, what's the criteria for DSCR with 15% down?
Elite, you better have a great FICO score.
Yeah.
A very good FICO score. Because everybody wants the lowest amount payment. Everybody in America, trust me, I deal with them. Everybody wants the lowest amount down. But here's the catch. If you're worthy, then the banks want you. If you're not worthy, they step further and further away from you. So if you have an 800 FICO score, every bank wants you, every lender wants you because you've earned a great FICO score. If you got an 800, everybody wants you. They all step closer to you. You get 750, well, some of the banks are going, oh, okay, I might want you, kind of. Yeah, I do, no doubt. You get into the 600s, you're like, we'll take you. Yeah, we'll take. You get into the 500s, you're like, no, you can go somewhere else. We appreciate you. Just we hope you do well. We wish you well in your ventures.
Yep.
So it based on FICO score, because guess what? If you have an 800, you earned that FICO score. If you have a 460, you earned that FICO score.
Yeah. So here's another piece, guys, and it goes to the person that was up top in the questions. I forget what she said. But it was DHI that's not getting back to her.
Yeah.
So they pull your credit, and it's not what they need. They're not going to talk to you. They're just going to go, oh, it doesn't meet our guidelines, so we're going to move on. And on our side, we'll send you down a path. But if it's credit repair, we'll say income. If it's assets, whatever it is, we'll send you down a path to solve that. So those of you that are not getting approved, call us. I spoke to a young lady yesterday that should be approved. I'm working her file today. I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
690 FICO score, 10-year work history, LA County odds of approval. I have no idea what your income is. Bizarre. So without your income, I cannot give you an answer.
So I'll answer it. So I don't know how much you make, but your credit score does tell me that you can get approved.
If you make 30 grand a year, can you get approved?
Yes.
For what? 10 grand?
It's not my problem where he's going to buy a house.
Fair enough.
The question is, can he get approved?
Yeah. Okay,
so
fair enough.
I'd say high, very high.
All right, okay.
Trayvon, how about dividends? Been receiving $5K monthly in dividends for the last 3 years. Is that viable?
Does it look like it's likely to continue? If it looks like it's likely to continue, yes, absolutely, we can do that. Let's use it.
User 8272. What can I do with a 620 credit score?
You can start applying.
Man,
that's for damn sure.
you can get a house,
You can start
bro.
applying. FHA minimum 580 FICO for FHA. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed. It just means that that's the green light to start applying. Fannie Mae Freddie Mac 620. So 620 gives you the green light to apply for Fannie Mae Freddie Mac or FHA or USDA, or if you're a veteran, VA, but FICO doesn't matter for veteran.
All right, Macho Camacho 94 in the house.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon, Camacho.
Remember Macho Camacho?
Yep.
the boxer, right?
Yep.
Felix, buying a house is impossible in California.
It's difficult.
Damn near.
It's not impossible
Damn
because we
near.
close loans every day or every week
That's
in
also-
California. Yeah, it's not impossible, but it is hard. It's
Hard.
very difficult,
Yeah.
and you need somebody who knows what the F they're talking about to help you through the process. That's why we're here.
Yep. Casas, Donna, thank you for the love. Elite Josh says thanks.
We appreciate you.
Savoy, what states are you, dude? What states are you licensed in?
All 50 states.
Name 'em.
And then here's the catch. Pop quiz to all of you out there in TikTok America land, and even those in China. We have anybody in
Ni
China?
hao.
Yeah, dude, you don't have to do that. We're gonna get banned.
I speaks the
Dude, we're gonna
language.
get banned. We're gonna get banned.
I
How many
watch
states are there in the
cartoons.
United States? I'll give you a hint. We do business in all 50.
Dang, that's not a hint, dude. That's the answer.
No, I didn't say that.
That's the answer,
No.
man. They're not gonna know.
Okay, cool.
All right, so 780 FICO, you work with that? Mammy of Zero's
Oh,
back in
we
the
know
house.
you, Mammy of Zero. We've seen you. We appreciate you back. 780 FICO, knocking it out of the park. Everybody wants you at 780. 780 is kind of like that green light where if you went to 800, it's not much better. 820, 840. Highest FICO scoring I've ever seen, 846.
Yeah, he hate him 3 coming with the knowledge. It's not impossible. He just got qualified for 800 grand. How bad do you want it?
Oh, he hate him.
Hate him 3. Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
you.
you,
You're
man.
right. We're working on it
It's
all the
tough,
time.
but
All
it's
the
not
time,
impossible.
man. All the time.
Savoy back in the house. What? Where'd he go? All right,
I
never
lost you,
mind.
dude. You got fucking answers.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
sorry, answers. I can't
you
cuss,
just use
right?
bad words
Dude,
at
if I
me?
use bad words, the apps
Don't use
start
bad
getting
words
mad
at
at
me.
me. They start throwing red flags at me.
User 8272. So 620 credit, 60 annual, no down. What can you help with?
60 annual,
Dang.
you're probably
Like, what do you got for me?
250, 280, somewhere in that range.
What you got for me?
250, 280,000 at today's prevailing rates. They're probably going to go up a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Looking at all the data, mortgage 10-year yield, it's kind of ticking up. So things are going to tick up.
Dominique with that sunshine. Hey guys.
What's up, Dominique?
Ashley, do you recommend using a new build lender?
No.
Wow.
Sorry. Well,
Are the incentives worth it? 18K and paid solar.
no. Ashley, I'd say 20% of our business is somebody who got screwed by a builder.
Lender.
A builder lender. Yeah, about 20%. Here's why. And we do enough business where 20% is kind of important. They go, hey, listen, we're going with the builder lender because they're giving me free granite countertops and they're giving me a 5.25 loan and they're giving, and I look at the package and I go, hey, on the front, this looks amazing. It looks amazing. I would go too if I were you. But we get to the end, they're like, this last one that we heard about probably 2 days ago, they said, hey, Lee, they priced me at, the purchase price was $750,000, but the appraisal came in at $700,000. Now they're telling me I don't qualify anymore. What am I going to do? I'm like, wait a minute. The builder got you in contract at $750 and the appraisal came in at $700. Yeah, they're not willing to reduce the price either. What am I going to do? And I'm like, well, what does your builder lender say? They said I have to come up with 50 grand. I don't have 50 grand. What am I going to do? I'm like, I wish I could help you, but I don't have your file. And I don't mean that like a dick. I mean that I don't have your file. I don't know what's going on. I don't know all of the moving pieces. And they're like, well, what if I can't come up with a 50 grand? I put $10,000 down. I said, I hate to say this, but you're going to lose your 10 grand unless you have an amazing realtor. If you have an amazing realtor and they use a loan contingency provision, you might get your 10 grand back. Maybe. Lee, I didn't use my own realtor. I used the builder's realtor because they told me it would be better. I hate to tell you this.
Tell me it'd be better.
You're probably screwed. That happened like 2 days ago. No kidding. It happens all the time. Run from the builder. I know the builder out of the product. They get it. They got good houses, man. Builders build some good houses, but they screw you. And why do they screw you? Should I go through the money?
Hell yes.
I gotta go through the money.
Hell yes.
All right. He told me to go through the money. I'm going through the money. How much money is there in a deal? Okay, you guys sit back. Loan officers take note. Realtors take note because this is important. There's a lot of money in a deal. All right, these are rough numbers. Everybody knows that if you buy and sell a house, there's 3% on the front end, 3% on the buyer, back end. Purchase realtor, buyer's realtor, and seller's realtor. 3%, okay? It's a lot. That's complicated, but it's 3%. $500,000 house. $500,000 house. The listing side gets 3% and the buying side gets 3%. That's $30,000. Okay? So wow, that's how much goes to commissions? $30,000. Then you go to the loan. The loan side. Now, gets complicated, but there's a front side of the loan and a back side of the loan. The front side of the loan is loan officers, that's us, and the bank. The back side is servicing and when they sell it off to the secondary market. So, for easy math, 3% on the front, 3% on the back. How much is that? $30,000, all in that same $500,000 house. So, if the builder who already hired the realtor and pays them a salary says, hey, listen, if you don't use your own realtor, we'll give you some good deals. Mm-hmm. So they want that $30,000 for listing and selling side, listing and buyer side of the real estate transaction. But they also have their own in-house lender who they pay a salary to. And if they can get that, they get $30,000 from the real estate side, $30,000 from the loan side. They make $60,000 in addition to they built the house for $300,000 and they're selling it for $500,000. So they're making $200,000 in profit, $60,000 in commissions. And do they care who buys it? Zero. They don't give a shit. You know why? Because if you don't qualify, there's somebody right behind that will do it. Now, there's some laws in effect to help you. The law says they cannot mandate who you use as a loan officer. The law says you can use your own realtor. But if you go in naive, they're going to say, hey, sign in right here. At the bottom of that sign-in sheet, it's going to say, I here represent that I am not represented, and I will use the builder as my realtor. That's the first legal move they make on you. When you go in, they're like, hey, we just like to keep track of who goes into our house. No, they're not. They're lying to you from day one. They're lying to you from the minute you step in the door. Like lying to you. Lying to you. And they know if they say, hey, do you have a realtor? Like, nah, I'm just looking. Okay, cool. And you sign that you didn't have a realtor. Great. Next thing you're going to say is, hey, you got to use our loan officer. The truth is you don't have to. But they're going to tell you, you got to use our loan officer. Now, they can mandate that you cross-qualify. They can mandate that the lender approves that you are approved to buy a house. But they cannot mandate that you use their loan officer to legal. But as long as you're naive and you don't deal with any of this, you jumped into the builder, they're your buyer's agent and your seller's agent, and they're the front end of the loan and the back of the loan. They make $60,000 to do this as long as they keep you naive. That good?
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to add to this just a little bit. Okay?
I get a little heated.
Story time.
I get a little heated.
Secret time. Mm-hmm. Secret time. Okay. I bought a new build.
What?
I bought a new build.
What?
And I did not want to use the builder's lender. Guess who I wanted to use as my lender? Mm-hmm. This guy.
I'm a good lender.
Now, did they fight you?
Oh,
did they push back on you?
They fought me tooth and nail. I mean, they fought me tooth and nail. They were offering the kitchen sink to him, everything. I was like, listen, guys, I don't care how good you are at this. You're not going to win this loan. I will win this loan.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I will win this loan because the rules are you can't do your own loan. So he couldn't do his own loan. I can't do my own loan. I might be wrong on that, but our rules in our bank is you can't do your own. So I did his loan. Cool. I'm a licensed loan officer. I do everything. Cool. I calculate his income. I do, and I build the loan. And they threw the kitchen sink at us. Like they called our corporate offices. They're like, hey, you guys got, and we're like, hey, you're not going to win this one. And I went all the way up, like literally to the second in command of the bank. And I said, this is my business partner. There's no way they're winning this loan. And they're like, yeah, you're right. We'll tell them. And of course we won, but they fought that hard. Yeah. Insane.
Yep. So boy, my lenders won't approve me for anything more than $70,000 because my $26,000 and income. All right. So what's the $26,000 and what is your income? Mm-hmm. Let's find out that. And then what's your credit score?
Yep.
Based on this, we can't really give you an answer, but let's work it out. Let's figure it out. Salsa Luna, it's not a fun ride, but it is possible.
He knows for sure.
For all of us, man. But that's okay because we're in the fight.
And I'm telling you, every single loan, people think like, oh, everybody had an easy loan. You know, how many easy loans do you get?
One out of probably a dozen.
1 out of 12?
And
I'd go with that,
easy means almost set it and forget it.
Yeah, almost set it and forget it.
Our staff's able to navigate it and everything's fine.
But
we lock it fine.
9 out of 10 of them, there's a hiccup. Somebody didn't know the down payment is weird. They didn't know they were married. They didn't know they were bankrupt. They didn't know they had this. They found out about child support. They lost their job. There's so many different things that happen alone. It's not even like a shocker for us. It's not even like, hey, did you realize that this guy lost his job? I'm like, the other guy on the other end of the phone who lost his job is in like full panic mode. Like, I just lost my job. I'm going to lose my house. I'm like, no, don't panic yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Don't panic yet. Don't panic. What do you do for a living? I'm an engineer, Lee. I didn't know they were going to lay me off. All right, don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. You're an engineer. How long have you been an engineer? 10 years. Okay. Are you highly employable? In other words, will somebody else pick you up? I think I can have a job in a week or two. I said, cool. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Yes, I need the offer letter. Get you a job. Get it close to the same income. If you can get more, that's great. But don't worry about that right now if you're concerned about your house. Just get close to it. And then after that, we'll figure out about your career. But let's get you the house first.
And it's not always the buyers are the reason for the things going south. Sometimes it's the sellers, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not all you. It's not all you and us. It's the sellers have issues too. They may be going through divorce. They might have a problem with their family. They may have a problem with the house. They may have a problem with their house that they're purchasing. So the sellers are 50% of that problem. So it's not always the buyers.
It's very important to have professionals that know what they're doing. Somebody says, hey, I love Rocket Mortgage. I'm like, hey, I kind of like Rocket Mortgage too. You know what? McDonald's? Yeah, I don't eat there anymore. But could I do a quick meal every once in a while when it's not important to my health? Sure, why not? Rocket Mortgage, if you have an absolutely perfect, you make $100,000 a year, W-2, and you've never made less, never. And you've got a house that you're putting 20% down on and you have an 800 FICO, Rocket's a good company for you. It really is. But if you got a 640 FICO with a few lates in the last 2 years, you're going to have trouble. You're going to have trouble. If you've been married and divorced, if you filed your taxes differently, if you have any 1099 income, if you have any kind of hiccup whatsoever, you need a really solid pro to help you.
Yep, time for a commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee, at New American Funding. You can call the numbers on the screen. Screenshot it because it's going to disappear. By the way, little hack, don't call right now because we will not answer. Why? Because we're live. Bye.
All right. You're welcome, Mammy of Zero.
We're
Thank
here for you.
Ashley, we did a pre-qual application last night. Is it too late to bring in a realtor? Or, there's more down here somewhere.
Yep.
Also, if we use our own realtor and lender, can they negotiate credit card or anything with new builds?
So, that you are now at 100% mercy of the builder. 100%. Because they have to, out of the kindness of their heart, allow you to take their commission away.
Yeah.
Out of the kindness of their heart.
That's literally what you're going to be doing now. And they got to be okay with that.
Yeah, and they're out of the kindness of their heart. If it's been a bigger builder, probably not. If you're dealing with Lennar, KB, or anything like that, they're like, sorry, you should have told us. We asked you a while back if you had a realtor. You said no. You can't all of a sudden try and bring your sister in because she's a realtor. I get their concept too. I get it. And because they have the product, they capitalize on people walking in naive thinking they understand the game.
Yep.
They capitalize on it. They're like, hey, do you already have a... Oh, no. We don't have a realtor. We're just looking. That's how it always starts. And you legally said, I don't have a realtor. And then, okay, can you sign into our book here? And at the bottom of the book, it says, I hereby represent, I do not have a realtor, and I will use Mr. Builder as my realtor. Now they have you saying it. They have you signing it. Now you're saying, hey, you know what? Can you give $15,000 to my realtor friend? They're like, yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably not. The lender can change at any time, but unless you have a good realtor, they're too strong, man. They're like timeshare salesmen. They're like, no, you can go to your own lender, but that's stupid. We don't even qualify you. It has to be on our approved lender list. It does not.
Yep.
It's illegal.
They know you love the house.
Oh, they know it. They puppy dogged you.
Your heart is attached to it.
They puppy dogged you. You know how? Okay, so old school. When you first started selling, they teach you puppy dog clothes. What's a puppy dog clothes? Well, when old school, when they were selling pets at a pet store, they would say, "All right, hey family, you know what? We got to make sure that puppy's a good fit. You, your wife, and your kid, you take that puppy home for a day, and then bring it back tomorrow, and then decide whether you want to own it." Now, what happens? The kid goes home with a puppy. He's like, I love this puppy. Oh, Fido, you're my favorite puppy in the whole world. And then the kid looks up at the parents and goes, hey, are we taking this back tomorrow? That's called a puppy dog close.
Yep.
And they do that in the car biz. The car biz, they don't want to talk numbers with you. They want you in the car, driving it, and even taking it home. I don't think they do that anymore, but they used to let you take it home for a day. Take it home. Learn to love this thing. And then we'll talk numbers. Don't worry about it. At the house, you go into the house and the kid's like, that's my room. That's my room.
Yeah, don't take your kids. Don't take your kids.
How far is the school? Oh, this is so amazing. We're going to raise a family here. It's going to be great. Okay. Yeah, I guess we should talk numbers now. Too late. You're already in and you're going to get what they give you and like it.
Okay. That should not stop you from pushing back.
Ouch.
That should not stop you from going to corporate.
Dude, that was harsh.
That should not stop you from talking to them and saying, hey, I do have an agent. I didn't know better. And tell them. Say, you guys are prying on my ignorance. That's not right.
Yeah.
And they may make a change.
Sometimes I've seen it happen with the smaller builder. With the smaller builders, like, we don't really care because we're not in it for that. We're in it for the profit on the build. But with the bigger builders, oh no. Oh no. If you told me that happened with Lennar, I'd put good money. You don't have a chance.
Yeah. Creations Clause 8. Loan process is stressful.
It sure is. Creation clause. It is.
It's me, Fabs. What's up, Fabs? 99,200 income, 400 in debts a month, 700 score, $5,000 down. How much could I qualify for?
I'd say without knowing any more, you'd start 425, 440, somewhere in that range. Mm-hmm. And then I need to know, there's a few things I need to know. There's a lot of other things I need to know, but somewhere in that range, call us.
Great job on that income and that credit, Fabs. Keep that up. Keep that up. User 8272, what's the least down you can have? What if I only have 6K?
The least down, 0.
What? How does that work?
Well, you could do a USDA loan if the property qualifies, 0. You could use a VA loan, 0.
What?
You can use an FHA loan with a down payment assistance program, 0.
Dang.
You could use a conventional Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac with down payment assistance program, 0.
What?
That's
so what
it
he's saying, for you, user 8272, this is ideal for you. Reason why it's ideal for you is we'll try and keep that $6,000 in your pocket. Okay. When you move in, you might need drapes. You might need to do something to the house. It might need window coverings. I don't know. You might need something. So we want to keep as much of that in your pocket as possible. The programs he's talking about cover down payment. Some of them will cover closing costs.
Is that Mateo watching us?
What, Mateo?
Do we have Mateo watching us?
Get to work.
Do we have Mateo watching us?
So, yeah, that $6K you got, we can probably try to help you keep that and still get you into a home. It's me, Fabs. Thanks. I've been working hard to get here, and it shows. It shows. When someone has a great credit score, what do you say?
Good job.
When someone has a shitty credit score, what do you say?
Let's fix it.
No, that's not the words. You earned it.
Oh, you earned it.
When you got a crappy credit, you earned it. And it's me, Fabs. You got a great credit, you earned it.
Yeah, that's the dad in me coming out, by the way. If somebody's like, well, stupid Verizon charged me for something, and so did the rent people, and so did the electric people. They wanted me to actually pay what I owed them. Well, crazy.
Jerks.
And the dad in me comes out and says, hey, you earned that credit score. You earned it. Somebody offered you credit. They lent you money. And then you did not pay it back like you promised you would. Because if you actually paid it back, it would reflect in your credit score, and your credit score would be amazing. I actually have kids.
Did you just say you're my dad?
Nope.
You're my dad.
No,
I found him,
not your dad.
guys. I found him. Ali Sosa 562 scared they won't approve us if we don't sell our current home. Got a solution for that.
Yeah.
But actually, I haven't paid off my current home, but we want to rent this one and buy a new one. We only owe $49K, but they're scared they won't approve us if we don't sell our current home. So,
dude,
we got all kinds of solutions for you.
Okay, so New American Funding has this one proprietary product. Proprietary means it's only for that bank. And we have something called NAF Cash. NAF Cash, we approve you ahead of time, and you walk in like you have cash, and the bank will write the check for cash. I think the max is 1.5 million. I think they capped it at 1.5 million. Yeah. But if you qualify, you walk in with the bank's cash after you're qualified, obviously. So you walk in and you're like, hey, I'd like to offer you cash for that property. And they're like, prove you have the cash. We'll send you the letter, and here's the cash. And they're like, well, yes, I will take your cash. And then sell the house. Now, technically, they sell it to New American Funding, and then New American Funding immediately opens escrow to sell it to you. So it's a very complicated process. You don't have to worry about it. We take care of because there's 2 escrows going on. The realtor has to be qualified. They have to go through a class. The loan officers have to be qualified. We are. So there's a actual process to make this happen, and it's a proprietary product by New American Funding. It's a badass product for the right person.
So, Ali Sosa, do me a favor and take a screenshot of this right now, and you're going to give us a call when we're done, and we'll explain this to you because this is right up your alley.
And it's not for everybody, by the way. It's too much hoops to jump through for a normal purchase. You don't need it unless you're in your situation. If you're in your situation where you own a house, you're about to almost pay it off, and then you want to buy another house, that's the perfect scenario for this.
Yep. And also, when you put in the offers, you jump to the top of the pecking order because it's cash money. It's not financing.
Money. Yeah.
So cash is
and when
key.
you make offers, usually it's customary that the realtor that's selling the house asks for proof of funds, POF. So they ask, do you have proof of funds? New American Funding will send you the letter that's saying, hey, yes, I have proof of funds, and if that 1.5 million is enough, I have another 100 million right behind it to help that out.
A. Hernandez 24. What would be my max purchase price for a conventional 5% down, 123K yearly, 2625 monthly debt?
You probably start somewhere in the neighborhood. It's 400 to 500, but I have to see that monthly debt because that's a lot of monthly debt. I got to tell you how a loan officer looks at that, okay? So $2,500 a month. I'm just going to round. $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month times 12 months. What is that? 30 grand. 30 grand doubled because I only get to do 50% DTI. So 30 grand doubled is 60. Then I take your 120,000 a year and I subtract 60. I'm left with 60,000 usable income. That's just a real basic math scenario, but that debt is harsh. Now, let me tell you how I can change that debt. Let's say you bought a Raptor a few years ago and you only have 10 months left on that $1,800 a month payment. With 10 months left, I can ignore it. As long as it's a installment agreement and not a revolving credit, not a lease. If it's an installment agreement and there's 10 months left, I can ignore the $1,800 a month Raptor payment. And then all of a sudden you're qualified for way over 500 grand. So there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, but what he's saying is correct. The debt, guys, you got to keep that debt down.
Yeah.
User 8272. If I need to move out before June, when should I start applying?
Today.
Heck yeah.
Like right now.
Like last week.
Yeah, you should have applied last week. Yeah. So call us. We're here for you.
Ali Sosa, I live in Nebraska. Does that matter?
Yeah. Means that you live in Nebraska. One thing's for sure. If you live in Nebraska, you wake up in Nebraska, you go to sleep in Nebraska, and you live in Nebraska. And if you're asking how much money can you buy with 60 G's, probably starting about 240, 250, 260. I have to see that FICO.
Talking about CDE? Who's 60
Yeah,
Gs?
CDE, 65 Gs, 65 Gs.
Oh, 65 a year, 0 debt, 700 FICO, 6K down payment. How much can I get pre-approved for? New build.
New build's rough.
We just went through that.
Yeah, we went through that whole thing. There was a big, long thing. You have to hit the rewind button.
CDE, did you hear the new build story?
Yeah,
I hope you did because that's for you.
If not, you got to tune in next week because we're getting close to the end here. But we're going to try and answer all of your questions. And by the way, we go live Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't believe the fake accounts. There's a lot of fake accounts with us showing up.
We don't friend you guys.
Yeah, we're not reaching out to people. I think we're following, 60 people. We got 80,000 or something like that. We're too busy. We're just too busy. We love you all. We will talk to you. We will help you get a house. However, we're not going to stalk you. We're not going to figure you out. We're not going to chase you for docs. If you don't send me the docs, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I got no one behind you. With respect, if you send me all the docs, I care with everything I got because I want to get you a house.
Okay.
Cool. What do we got?
Okay, here's the other problem with her being in Nebraska.
What's that?
She can't get an In-N-Out cheeseburger.
You're right.
There's your problem.
Where can you get an In-N-Out cheeseburger?
California, Nevada.
Texas.
Can you get in Texas?
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, Austin.
You got to go to Texas. That's the closest to you, Ali.
Nebraska,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, A. Hernandez, 1151 of it's because I'm a co-buyer on a house. That's the guy.
Oh, I'm about to tell you some good news.
Yeah.
I'm about to give you some good news. This is what I mean by A. Hernandez 24. This is what I mean by you need someone who knows what the hell they're doing. By the guidelines, if we can prove that you were just the co-borrower and the primary borrower has made the payments out of their bank account for the last 12 months. 12 months without skipping one. 12 months. I can ignore the debt. What? Ignore it? Yeah, you heard it right. You heard it here first.
Right here.
Yeah, 12 months if I can prove the other person made it out of their bank account. Now here's what I get this sometimes. Well, they give me the money and then I pay it. Nope, won't matter. Can't do it. Can't do it. Has to come out of their bank account, and you can't show that you were paying any part of that. If that's the case, I can ignore it. Boom, wrap their payment, or not occupant co-borrower where the primary borrower was paid for 12 months. Ignore it. Both ways.
Ellie said, I will be in Cali in 2 weeks, and Colorado has an In-N-Out.
What?
Enjoy that cheeseburger, Ellie.
Yeah,
one last
we love
one.
In-N-Out. We love In-N-Out.
Oh,
It's so awesome.
8272.
It's so awesome.
Is a pre-approval a hard inquiry?
Yes, if you do it correctly, it's a hard inquiry.
Do it
if you're
correctly.
If you're listening to a bullshit loan officer, they say we do a soft pull. Let me tell you how pulls work, okay? Every bank does a tri-merge. A tri-merge, which means we pull all three. When you pull all three, we get rid of the high, we get rid of the low, and we keep the mid. That's how it works. If you do a soft pull, you pull one. But we don't know if that was the lowest. We don't know if that was the highest. So let's just say I pull your FICO and it came in at 800, 700, and 600. Well, if I did a hard pull, I get rid of the 800, I get rid of the 600, and I use 700 to qualify you. But if I did a soft pull and I qualified you at 800 FICO, that's a false positive. Or worse, I did a soft pull and it came in at 600 and it said, you're not qualified for anything. Come back some other day. The only way to do it right is to do a full hard pull, tri-merge, and then we can actually tell whether you're qualified. Anyway, we appreciate you. We've been Chris and Lee. We're out.